Tech Productions proudly presents the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Swung on, foul ball toward left field. Back. Out of here, home run. Over the left field wall. He got every bit of that one.
Now live from the birthplace of Southern gospel music in the land of Crockett. With Stanley Wilson, here's J.P. Plant.
Welcome to the final pool play of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series, and it will be the host team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, taking on the Pacific Northwest champs from Camas-Washougal, Washington. J.P. Plant alongside Stanley G. Wilson from Denver Track Field. And the fifth and final day of pool play, the weather has cooperated so far outside of a rainout on Friday night and made it all up on Saturday. Regular play yesterday and tonight. So far, so good, Stanley, and a beautiful evening for baseball, a great crowd. This is what it's all about.
It is, and it has turned out to be a beautiful night. It looked like it was going to be a washout early this morning, but the rain has left us, and hopefully it'll stay away. But we got a good game going to be here tonight with Lawrenceburg, the host team, playing Washington from the Pacific Northwest, just above the state line of Oregon.
There you go. Let's take a look at the American Division standing. Lawrenceburg coming in with a 3-0 record as they are undefeated and have already clinched the 1 seed heading into the single elimination round, which means they have a bye into the semifinals on Wednesday. Everybody else playing for 2 spots. The last 4 teams for 2 spots. This Washington team 1 and 2, as is Bismarck, North Dakota, as is Meridian, Mississippi. Janesville, Wisconsin, 2 and 2. Their pool play is done. They have to sit and wait. I think there are scenarios where they may not even qualify. I believe Washington has to win for that to happen. But if Lawrenceburg wins, I think that'll put Janesville, Wisconsin into the elimination round. And North Dakota and Mississippi playing each other for the opportunity to move on. The loser will definitely be eliminated. So that's a look at the American Division. And the National Division was sewed up tonight in terms of the seeding. We knew heading into tonight, Stanley, it was going to be Florida, it was going to be California, it was going to be New Jersey. We just didn't know what seeding. And California, you were on the call, came back against Florida in an entertaining game over at Tom Cruise Field, and were able to take the win. They moved to 4-0, get the 1 seed. That gave New Jersey the 2, Florida the 3.
Yep, California has their own destiny laid in their own hands, and they won the game. I think it was 5-3 final, and so they move on as the number 1 seed. They get the day off, and that's important at this stage of the tournament because you get to rest some of your pitchers, and so that gives another extra day for your managers to figure out which rotation you want to go. I was talking to Coach Josh Purcell, who's the pitching coach for Lawrenceburg, and he said he's not thinking that far along, but I think he is a little bit. He doesn't want to admit to that, but.
Well, it's certainly going to be in your mind at some point or at some capacity. Both the 1 seeds had Sunday off, so they'll have 2 of 3 days off heading into the semifinals, which is a perfect setup.
Right, and it just worked out that way. They did not schedule it on purpose that way. It just happened to be the 2 teams on Sunday that had the day off are the number 1 seeds.
That's right. So it worked out well for them as well. You see Washington, the visitors on the scoreboard tonight. They are finishing up their infield. We're going to have a first pitch ceremony coming up. So we will carry that live down on the field here in just a moment as the Master of Ceremonies, Paul Plan, is making his way to the field. We will turn it over to him and public address announcer Bill Phillips.
A couple of weeks ago in our town, we had a bunch of young'uns from Summertown, Tennessee, who went off to Mississippi. You can't hear me, I can't believe that. Turn me on, boys and girls. A couple of weeks ago, we had a bunch of young'uns from Lawrence County go off down to Mississippi and win the Dixie Youth World Series for ages 7 and 8. We're honored to have those young men with us here tonight, and we want to honor them as a part of this Babe Ruth ceremony. Miss Tabby Ferguson is here with me, and as each one of these youngsters is called out, we're going to give them a souvenir pin from the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg. Bill, go to it.
All right, for our Dixie Youth team, number 30, Aiden Perez, the third baseman. The shortstop, number 17, Ryder Blackwood. The first baseman, number 11, Braden Eaton. Right center field, number 12, Eli Schaefer. In left center field, number 40, Cecil Williams. The catcher, number 9, Hudson Kenny. The second baseman, number 14, Hayden Lindsay. The right fielder, number 23, Payson Blackwood. The catcher, number 5, Knox Carlton. Right fielder, number 45, John Colby Stanley. The pitcher, number 7, Ryan Gobble. And the left fielder, number 52, Jake Pettis. Ladies and gentlemen, the team had a 20-1 record. They won the District 3 championship, the Tennessee State championship. They went to Cleveland, Mississippi, where they won the Dixie Youth AA Coach Pitch World Series. The team scored 291 runs and only allowed 84 in 105 innings. In 10 of the 21 games, they ended with the mercy rule. They also won the Sportsmanship Award at the World Series in Cleveland, Mississippi. Let's give them another hand, folks. Our Summertown, Tennessee, 7-8 Dixie Youth Varsity. Incidentally, I need to introduce the coaches, Brett Blackwood, Nathan Keaton, Adam Lindsay, and Samson Perez. Come on out, fellas.
All right, there's the Summertown Dixie Youth World Series champions, the 7-8-year-olds. And what a trip and time they had. Cleveland, Mississippi. And they are being honored here before the final game of pool play between the host team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and the Pacific Northwest champs, Camas-Washougal, Washington. All right, they're going to announce the starting lineups while they take a picture. And Stanley will do the same thing here. Let's go through the starting lineup first for the visitors on the scoreboard from Washington. They'll lead things off with Gideon Malchewski, Josh Manser, and Manser, who bats second, was the only player to hit a home run in the home run derby, and he hit 5, Stanley.
Yeah.
Hit 5. It was an incredible performance, Josh Manser. Colby Broadbent will hit third. Logan Kersey will bat cleanup. Evan Stott will hit fifth. Drew Ott will hit sixth. Batting seventh, Bo Kersey. Isaac Hanley will hit eighth. Lucas Barbier will hit ninth. And the extra hitter will be Taylor Shaga. And for the host team from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, Hayes McNutt will lead things off. Blade Tidwell will bat second. Lawrence Sutton will bat third. Cleanup tonight, Walker Brown. Matt Gamble will be your extra hitter. Luke Stoffel will bat sixth. J.D. Bedford will bat seventh. Brady Huntley batting eighth. Batting ninth, Jeremiah Cottrell. And batting 10th, Jacob Garner. So, Stanley, both teams will send 10 players to the plate, which you can do in Babe Ruth. You can add that extra hitter, and it's the manager's choice in each game. But once you start with 10 or 9, you have to finish with that same number, the rule states.
Exactly right. If you've been to high school games, you'll see the courtesy runners, and that's not the case here at Babe Ruth. Now, I've seen some pinch running situations where they'll pinch run for somebody, especially if they get in a scoring position at second or third, and then the starter will come back in the ball game, and that is allowed.
Yeah, starter can return once after being replaced. So, so that's what we've got here. As the Lawrenceburg, the host, be announced. And let's go over the reserves for both teams. For Washington, Skylar Kelsey, Bradley Carter, Jackson Gibbs, Clint French, and Braden Zook. And for Lawrenceburg, it'll be Adam Goss, Logan Parrott, Caden Howard, and Gunnar Dixon. All right, so we're just a few minutes away from first pitch. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and Camas-Washougal, Washington, the final pool play game. All 5 teams in the American Division are still in the hunt for single elimination play. North Dakota up 3-0 over Mississippi. That game in the third. That game is also available on Exports TV. We will take a quick timeout, be back to wrap up the opening festivities before this game, and we'll have first pitch, Lawrenceburg and Washington, on Exports TV.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Got the ceremonial first pitch. Again, public address announcer Bill Phillips and the master of ceremonies Paul Clance.
Ladies and gentlemen, something was started in this town that is not unique, but almost unique. We had a need. We had a whole bunch of folks who love to play baseball who were riding in wheelchairs and walking on crutches, and the ordinary dirt baseball field wasn't good enough. So this young lady right here, my friend, Miss Abigail, in a shirt, orange shirt. Those of you who live here, thank you for your part of the $500 million.
Locally and from friends of local people to build that field. Abigail Babe Ruth Baseball wants to honor you tonight by giving you a pin representing the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series and a bracelet representing the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. And we're going to ask one of your good buddies right here to sing our national anthem. That be all right with you? Yeah. Good. Well, let's talk. Bill, you got any more to say about Abigail?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Abigail Kidd is your 17-year-old daughter, and is a sophomore at LCHS. She loves high school, especially Officer Chad Dawning. Abigail and her family came up with Abigail's plan in 2014 to help her friends with disabilities who had trouble playing on a regular baseball field. God bless this plan, and our wonderful community raised $450,000 in 72 weeks to start building a Miracle League field. The complex opened in May of this year with 106 players with disabilities playing. The complex was appraised at $1.1 million, but was built for around $550,000 because of all of the folks in this community who donated their work and time to this project. Please visit the field and see what God and a loving community can do to help one another as we all work together. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let me get myself together here. We'll ask everyone to please rise. We will begin with the Babe Ruth Pledge, followed by the National Anthem by Robin Kidd. And Robin, I will introduce you here in just a second. The Babe Ruth Pledge. Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions in speech. Develop spirit of cooperation and team play. And develop into real, true citizens. Robin Kidd was raised in Summertown and is a lifelong resident of Lawrence County. Robin now serves as the full-time music minister at Mars Hill Baptist Church. He is the husband to Jessica Kidd and the father to his son Truett and little girl Molly. Robin is also the uncle to his helper tonight, Miss Abigail Kidd. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please remove cover as Robin Kidd will perform our national anthem.
Join Abigail and me in singing with him. Robin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great ball!
Hey, all right.
All right, what a way to start this one, Stanley. Abigail and Abigail's plan. Play ball. How about it, Stanley?
It was great. And I'll tell you what, I remember when they came up with the idea and we had them on the radio show, and next thing you know, we got almost $500,000 raised in a short time. Tommy Lee Kidd came to us and said we need to get about $300,000, and he came back in just a few weeks, so we're almost halfway there to that goal. Then it wasn't maybe just a few weeks more that he'd already came back and said we're ready for construction because we got our $300,000, and the money still kept coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just saw the ceremonial first pitch. Coach Blackwood for that Summertown Dixie Youth team that won the World Championship down in Cleveland, Mississippi. So congratulations once again to them. They were honored. And I tell you, what a start. A beautiful night. The weather is perfect. And should have a good baseball game here tonight. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, the host, versus Camas-Washougal, Washington. And let's run down the scenarios here again, Stanley, as with a win here tonight for Washington, that puts them in a good spot. That'll make them 2-2 and will be tied with either North Dakota or Mississippi. The winner of that game will also be 2-2. And also Janesville, Wisconsin will be 2-2. So then it becomes head-to-head. If they're all, if that spreads out, then they'll move to the second tiebreaker, which will be runs allowed. So there's still a lot to figure out tonight. Lawrenceburg has already clinched the 1 seed, and they will have the bye heading into Wednesday's semifinal right here on Denver Trap Field.
Yeah, the single elimination will start tomorrow night. California has already clinched the 1 spot back over the National Division, and as you said, Lawrenceburg is the number 1 in the American Division. It's all the other ones underneath us that have been trying to get seeded right now. So this is a must-win for Washington. I saw them play Mississippi yesterday, and we had the Mississippi game with Lawrenceburg, and you know they had a few of those errors against Lawrenceburg. They had about 8. Well, yesterday Washington got bit by the error bug. They had 8 errors, I believe it was, maybe 7, but they had a lot of mistakes out in the field, and that hurt them. So I'm sure that they've tried to get that corrected and get ready to play a very, very good and talented Lawrenceburg team here.
Absolutely. As we continue to get things set here, Lawrenceburg and Camas-Washougal, Washington, in the final pool play game of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series.
We got a slight breeze going on right now, not much. I don't think it'll affect the ball here. It's going back toward the left field. We've seen it most of the time going from left to right, but this one's going right to left here. 375 down the center field, deep center field, 336 down the lines.
All right, we are ready to go. Luke Stoffel will be your pitcher for Lawrenceburg in the first pitch. We're underway.
Malacheski, the batter.
At 8:39. Luke Stoffel steps in there, and that one hits him. And Washington will have a runner at first to start this game off as we bring in the third member of our crew, who is down in the Lawrenceburg, Tennessee dugout, Corey Rochelle. Corey?
Hey, guys. It's these guys were ready to get playing tonight. I talked to a few of them, and you could tell the excitement and the anticipation of starting the game tonight. And the coaches were interested in seeing Stoffel hit the hill tonight. Head coach Vashawn Tidwell, he was bragging about Stoffel and how hard he throws, and I know he just got off to a nervous start by hitting the leadoff batter, but they've got a lot of confidence in him, and they're wanting to see what he's got to bring into the table tonight.
Absolutely. So we'll hear from Corey throughout the game. From field's perspective, the 0-1. There goes the runner. Ball is lifted into right field. Coming in as Sutton makes the play. Tries to throw back to first, but getting back in time was Wachowski. Malacheski, thank you. Malacheski.
I got corrected yesterday.
Did you? Okay, well, that's good.
That was Manser on the fly out to right field. Sutton came up and made a nice play. Thought it might have a double play at first base, but Malacheski got back in time.
So Malacheski takes the big lead at first. And the hitter is Colby Broadbent. Throw back over to first.
Colby, the catcher for the Washington kids.
Guys, one thing to look out for early tonight is the field is really damp, and I know it's humid out here tonight, and there's a ton of moisture. It's got a layer of moisture on the ground, so any ground balls and balls in the outfield, we might want to pay attention and keep an eye on if kids can get a handle of it.
All right, thank you, Corey. That pitch is fouled away to the backstop. A sacrifice in play. And Malacheski has to retreat back to first.
Now he took off on the pitch, trying to get a bunt down.
Stoffel, the 0-1. To Broadbent. Throw back over to first. It may take a half an inning to an inning for everyone to get settled in. Oftentimes happen when you have ceremonial things happen. That pitch is high. Walker Brown.
Good stop back there. Got to climb the ladder to get that one.
Showing some hops from the Loretto Mustang. The 1-1 from Luke Stoffel. Throw back over to first. Nice move from the right-hander.
A good footwork out on the mound.
The 1-1. A little low. 2-1. Nice velocity so far from Luke Stoffel to start this game. Pitch, the 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss.
On the top of that ball, breaking down.
So the count even at 2-2 to Colby Broadbent. Camas-Washougal, Washington, the pitch. Lifted into right field. Sutton with another chance, and he's got a beat on it. Second out of the inning, and Lawrence Sutton has just been spectacular out in right field this whole tournament, Stanley.
He sure has. Not only has he done it with his bat, he's done it with his glove, too, out there.
So Logan Kersey will be your hitter.
Nevin Stott on deck.
2 outs, top of the first. Runner at first, Malacheski, who was hit, first pitcher, with the first at bat. And a throw over once again by Stoffel. We welcome all those watching from Washington to Lawrenceburg. There goes the runner. Throw down to second, not in time.
Good throw by Walker Brown, but Corey, you saw some speed on the bases right there with Malacheski.
He did. He got a good jump, and Stoffel didn't. He picked his leg up there. He didn't go with the slide move, and Stoffel's probably 6'1" or maybe even 6'2". So when he takes that leg kick, it takes him a little time to get to the plate.
So runner in scoring position for Washington with 2 outs and an 0-1 count to Kersey. Grounder to the left side of the infield, and it gets through. And a runner's coming. We've got to play at the plate. The relay in time.
Well, Malacheski hesitated when he got out around third, and that's what cost him right there. And a good play by Lawrenceburg getting the relay in quickly.
All right, so that'll end the top of the first in dramatic fashion. Washington gets a runner on, and they leave one stranded. We have played one half of an inning. The host, Lawrenceburg, coming to the plate when we return to Lawrenceburg in the Babe Ruth World Series right after this.
Gerald Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Gerald Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson, Corey Rochelle with you at Denver Trap Field. The host from Lawrenceburg getting ready to come to the plate in the bottom half of the first. No score. Washington got a hit and a runner thrown out at home plate to end the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Lawrenceburg lineup. Hayes McNutt will lead things off, followed by Blake Tidwell, Lawrence Sutton. Walker Brown will be your cleanup hitter. Then Matt Gamble, Luke Stoffel. Then J.D. Bedford, Brady Huntley, Jeremiah Cottrell, and the 10th hitter will be Jacob Garner. Gamble, your extra hitter in the lineup for Lawrenceburg tonight. They'll be facing Lucas Barbier on the mound, number 34 for Washington, as he is caught by Colby Broadbent. At third will be Logan Kersey, Josh Manser at short. At second, Drew Ott. At first will be Gideon Malacheski, the outfield, Isaac Hanley in left, in center, Evan Stotts, and in right, Bo Kersey. First hitter for Lawrenceburg will be Hayes McNutt, the speedy right-hander. The first pitch from the right-handed pitcher in Barbier is a ball, 1-0 to start the bottom half of inning one. The pitch outside, 2-0. The crowd has really filled out the stands once again to watch this host team from Lawrenceburg. The 2-0. Strike on the outside edge from Barbier. Lawrenceburg in their home whites with the orange sleeves and the black-orange stockings, the black helmets, black numbers, and orange letters with the back, their names on the back of the jerseys. 3-1 the count to Hayes McNutt, the leadoff hitter for Lawrenceburg. Fouled away to the backstop. And the count's full, 3-2.
Yeah, they worked with Hayes on those curveballs. He kind of got fooled the other night on some curveballs, so they put him in the batting cage and showed him a bunch of curveballs instead.
The payoff pitch outside, and the speedy Hayes McNutt reaches first base to lead off the first.
Good start for Lawrenceburg, and they're one of their fastest players on the team on base.
First pitch to Blade Tidwell in there for a strike. 0-1.
Let's see if they got a play on here. Maybe a hit and run.
There goes the runner, McNutt. Ball is in the dirt, and Hayes will take second easily without a throw.
That might have been a straight steal right there because Tidwell didn't even flinch at the plate. The ball was low. It wasn't hittable.
Hayes certainly has the speed for that, without question.
And they got a runner in scoring position.
That pitch gets outside and gets to the wall, and McNutt rounding third. So 3 pitches already have been outside by Barbier and has gotten past Broadbent. And McNutt now at third. Two and 1 the count to Blade Tidwell, the number 2 hitter for Lawrenceburg. Here's the pitch. Lifted into center. That should get McNutt home. He's tagging. Catch is made by Scott. McNutt coming in. The throw is up the line, easily scoring the first run of the ball game. Hayes McNutt on the sacrifice fly by Blade Tidwell, and it's 1-0 Lawrenceburg.
Well, a stolen base and first a walk, then a stolen base, and then a wild pitch. And then a Tidwell sacrifice fly plays the first run.
It's a good start for Lawrenceburg. They've jumped out on their opponents in each now their 4 games in pool play.
The hottest hitter maybe at this series is up right now.
Hard to argue. Lawrence Sutton, who, how about this, 7 for 10 at the World Series. He's only batting .700. 4 runs batted in, scored 6 times. That's not bad for Lawrence Sutton. The 0-1 outside 2 and count even now 1-1.
Well, with a name like Lawrence, you're playing for Lawrenceburg. What do you expect?
Yeah, there you go. It's meant to be, right? The 1-1 outside 2-1. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Lawrence Sutton. The count even at 2-2. Quiet rumble in the crowd here, Stanley.
Yeah, they're just
very
laid
quiet,
back.
settling in. The 2-2. Waited on that one, but fouled it away. Coach Rashawn Tidwell over at third, easily scooping that one up.
Big Sunday out for him.
Yep. Handing it over to Kersey at third for Washington. Back to Lucas Barbier. Here's the 2-2 to Sutton. That's low. Dug out of there by Broadbent. And we're full. There's one out in the inning, nobody on base. Lawrenceburg leading Washington 1-0. Here in the bottom of the first, the payoff pitch. Lifted into high left field. Under it is Hanley, makes the play for the second out of the inning. So Sutton just got under that one a little bit, Stanley.
Yep, trying to drive it deep. 3-2 pitch, he knew he had to come at him. But just got under a little bit for Hanley to handle easily. One of the few outs that we've seen from Sutton.
All right, so your hitter is a cleanup. Walker Brown drives one into deep left center field. But Hanley is going to come over and drops the ball. Brown on his horse to second. Play not in time. Sliding in there safely, Walker Brown. And he's at second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Well, good hustle by Walker Brown. He didn't slow down at all. That's what you're coached to do, is keep running. And that's the problem that Washington had yesterday against Mississippi. They had about 2 or 3 drop balls in the outfield. So it continues, and Hanley was not even the left fielder yesterday.
That should be the first error of the ball game. And still no hits for Lawrenceburg, but they lead at 1-0. Matt Gamble, your hitter. The extra hitter, first lefty in the lineup for Coach Bashan Tidwell. And the boys in orange and white and black. That pitch is low, 1-0.
Hey, guys, I don't think you can give Walker Brown enough credit for coming out of the box and hustling the whole way.
And that's a catcher for you, too. Swing and a miss, big cut by Gamble.
He ran that out, you know, even though it looked like a routine fly ball. He ran that out just like he drove it in the gap. And, you know, it would have been easy for him to just cruise around and earn a single out of that. But he hustled it out from the box.
It's one thing this team has been doing really well. That ball is driven just foul.
Just pulled it a little bit.
Wow, just missed that one.
Out in front of it.
So 1-2 count to Matt Gamble. Runner at second, Walker Brown. 1-0 Lawrenceburg leading here in the bottom of the first over Camas-Washougal, Washington. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, but he gets past the catcher. Gamble going to make his way to first, and a drop third strike. Moving to third is Walker Brown. So runners at the corners for the pitcher, Luke Stoffel.
Well, Washington hurting themselves here in this inning with some wild pitches, a dropped fly ball, and now a drop third strike. Keeps the inning alive for Lawrenceburg with runners at first and third now.
All right. Stoffel can help himself out here. Lawrenceburg still looking for their first hit of the ball game, but they lead it 1-0. There's a grounder. A slow to short. Tried to backhand it. Was Manser. And unable to pick it up cleanly, and Brown scores, and everybody's safe. It's 2-0.
Well, it's just a slow ground ball in the infield, and Manser really didn't have much to could do much with it.
I think the wet field contributed to a lot of that, guys. It just slowed it down the longer, and the water kept eating it up.
Yeah, that was a slow roller and got slower as it went. So runners at first and second. Now for J.D. Bedford. Mr. Triple. Had a pair of them 2 nights ago in the win over Wisconsin. There's a ball driven into center field. Going back is Scott, and he makes the play for the third out of the inning. So Lawrenceburg gets 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. We have played 1. Your score, the host from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, leading Washington 2-0. We'll be back to Lawrenceburg in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series right after this short timeouts.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
The announcer's wardrobe has been provided by HD Inc. For all your screen printing and embroidery needs, give owner Phil Hooper a call at 931-201-2961 or email him at hdinc2010@gmail.com. HD Inc., the official apparel provider of the Exports Radio Network. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson, Corey Rochelle with you from Denver Track Field in Lawrenceburg at the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. We head to the top half of inning 2. The hosts from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, leading Washington 2-0. And up for Washington, it will be Stott, Ott, and Kersey. The 4, 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Camas-Washougal, Washington. So again, Lawrenceburg has already clinched the 1 seed in the American Division. That's all we know, as the rest of the teams are vying for seeds 2 and 3. Washington will have a great chance if they can get a win, but a loss and they will be eliminated, as one team will get their second win tonight over on our other field. First pitch to Stott is fouled away, and the count 0-1. Luke Stoffel on the mound, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And the count 0-2. Curveball just misses inside. Your count 1-2. Nobody on base, no outs. Top of the second, 2-0 Lawrenceburg over Washington. The 1-2 from Stoffel. Trying to golf it out of there. Foul tip into the mitt.
Yeah, good play by Walker Brown behind the plate.
That bounced off the home plate and into the mitt. Is that right?
What happened, Corey? Did you see it?
It didn't hit home plate. It went straight into the mitt.
Really?
It just hit the bottom. It was a I don't know how he held on to it because it was low and he backhanded it. That's why it sounded funny.
Yeah. How about that? Nice job, Walker Brown. All right, your hitter is Drew Watts.
I think what we heard was the bat hitting the plate.
I guess so. Or hitting the ball, hitting the edge of it.
Yeah, the bat hit the plate after he finished.
Okay, all right. Okay. The 1-0, swing and a miss, big cut by Ott. And the count even at 1-1.
Down here field level, Stoffel is dealing.
He looks comfortable in there in this second inning. Swing and a miss with a high cheese. And it's 1-2.
And Corey, he could be considered our number 4 starter. My goodness.
I'm telling you guys, he's bringing it up there right now. Easily 83, 84, and that curveball is sharp with some bite.
High fastball gets a strikeout. Second of the inning for Luke Stoffel, and they're quickly 2 down here in the second.
Well, it makes you wonder with this pitch count here in this tournament how far they're going to let him go in case they need him later on, because you don't have to win this game. You want to win, don't get me wrong, but you're already the number 1 seed and you need some arms later on.
First pitch to Bo Kersey is low for a ball, 1-0 the count. And outside of Stoffel, everybody's ready because of the rest.
And you're going to have a day off tomorrow, so that plays in your favor also.
They'll have everybody available, more than likely, for Wednesday's semifinals. Stoffel could be the only exception, depending on how far he goes here tonight. You got to take care of business first. It's early on here, 2-0 Lawrenceburg leading. 2-0 to Kersey. That one's in there from Stoffel. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Just inside. 3-1. Nobody on base. 2 outs. Top of the second. The 3-1. Just a bit low. And a 2-out walk. Put a runner at first here in the top of the second. So Isaac Canley will step into the batter's box. Another right-handed hitter for Washington in their white and red jerseys with navy numbers, white pants, red and blue trim down the side. First pitch to Hanley, misses low. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0. So after a quick first 2 strikeouts here in this inning, a walk and now a 2-0 count. Just a bit low. 3-0. So a 4-pitch walk and back-to-back walks will put runners at first and second. And Coach Sean Tidwell coming out to talk to Luke Stoffel, his pitcher.
Well, he's got his stuff. He just got to get his control under control.
Yeah. Well said, Stanley.
Thank you.
Well, guys, the majority of those pitches, again, I'm on the side, so I can't see what part of the plate they're catching. From our angle, it appears they're catching a plate, but maybe they're just down a little, and they're literally at the bottom of the kneecaps. I mean, they're good pitches. I think he's just not getting the benefit of that low pitch, and that's what's got him in trouble.
Yeah, they've been awfully close.
Well, I mean, he's got his stuff tonight. Just maybe just a little something to change in his mechanics right here to get the ball up just a little bit.
Lucas Barbier, your hitter. First pitch to him, strike on the inside edge at the knees. 0-1 the count. Washington got a runner to second in the first and a base hit. Trying to score, was thrown out at third. There's a little squibbler off the glove of Stoffel. And that's going to be difficult. Tidwell has to pick it up and hold on to it. Everybody's safe, and the bases are loaded now for Washington here in the top of the second.
Now, all of a sudden, they got a 2-out rally going here that could do some damage with the base hit.
So your hitter will be Taylor Shaga. Number 10 hitter, there's a slow grounder. Tidwell charging on to first. Safe, and a run scores.
Again, Corey, that wet infield may have played something with that one because it didn't get out there to Tidwell quickly at all. Kind of hit it off the end of the bat.
It definitely slowed the ball down, guys, but I'll be honest with you, from right here, he looked out. It almost, to me, I was watching the umpire. I think he was anticipating Jacob not catching that ball cleanly, and he was in the motion of calling that before he out there. He looked out to me.
Bang bang play at first, and a run scores. Makes it 2-1. Malacheski, your hitter. First pitch is a ball. Malacheski walked, or rather, he was hit by a pitch and then was thrown out at home. Final out of the inning. Foul ball makes it 1-1.
But I was talking to Michael Garner, one of the coaches, Michael Garner, in between innings, and we were talking about the field and how wet it is. I can tell you guys, it will play a part in this game.
The 1-1, that's high, 2-1. Of course, there was a ton of rain this morning, about 6:30, torrential rain. The tarps were put on this morning before it came, but still a ton of moisture and humidity. It's been there all day. The sun really hasn't come out to dry it much.
They didn't bring the air evac helicopter over here.
Yeah. So 2-1 count. It's a Malacheski, a lefty, the pitch. Line drive in left center field, and Bedford dives, can't make the play. One run will score, a second will come around. Rounding third is Shaga. Play at the plate, is offline, and a bases clearing triple for Gideon Malacheski puts Washington up 4-2 here in the top of the second.
Just left that one out over the plate, JP, and he went the opposite way with it and drove it into the, well, Bedford made a great effort at it, but he just put it right there where he wasn't. So now we got a new ball game, 4-2 with Washington leading.
So 3 hits now for Washington. They scored 4, and Malacheski is at third. And the first pitch to Josh Manser is high and tight, 1-0.
Stoffel, he put a little heat into that
yes,
one,
he
boys.
did. The 1-0. Strike on the outside edge, gets the call. And the count even at 1-1.
But you know, that's the way it seems to go a lot of time, guys. When you're you feel like you're throwing good and you're hitting the corners, hitting the knees, hitting location, you're not getting the calls. And then all of a sudden you start feeling like you're having to groove it, and then you start getting hit.
Speaking of groove, Manser pops one to left field. Cottrell, though, has a beat on it and squeezes the glove for the third out of the inning, but not before Washington gets 2 more hits, score 4 runs, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. New score, Washington 4, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee 2. This is Exports TV's coverage of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
The hosts from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee find themselves trailing for the first time at this World Series. 4-2 Washington with the lead after that bases clearing triple by Gideon Malacheski. Plated 3 runs. They had one earlier in the inning, and they lead it 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the second. J.P. Plant alongside Stanley G. Wilson in the booth. Corey Rochelle down in the Lawrenceburg dugout throughout the game tonight. And the first batter will be Jeremiah Cottrell. Correction, Brady Huntley. That's Brady up there. Cottrell's on deck. And fouled the first pitch away, 0-1 the count. Pitch is low. Well, Corey, did the fact that the Lawrenceburg is down for the first time seem to phase them as they came back into the dugout?
Well, there was a definite sense of frustration on behalf of Stoffel and even Walker Brown from the standpoint of they felt like they were throwing strikes and they just weren't getting the call. And head coach Josh Purcell just kind of grabbed them up and said, hey, guys, 4's not going to beat us. So
2-1 the count. Pitch fouled away. Stanley spoken like a former pitcher, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right, Corey. What Coach Purcell said, that if we get our bats going, we're pretty unstoppable. I mean, Lawrenceburg is a well-rounded team. But I tell you what, Washington, they're not going to go away quietly.
2-2, big curveball. Falls a little low, and the count is full, 3-2 to Brady Huntley to lead off the bottom of the second. Pitch is high, and Huntley draws a walk to start things here in the second inning. Next door at Tom Cruise Field, North Dakota still up 3-0 over Meridian, Mississippi. That game in the 5th inning. And the first pitch to Cottrell is over for a strike. And it's 0-1. Barbier looks over to first. Now comes to the plate. Pitch is low. 0-1 or 1-1. Throw over to first. Back easily is Huntley. Pitch hit to short. High hop on to second.
Safe.
Safe.
JP. Yep.
Wow.
Didn't even slide. He just got down there in a hurry. Did he slide, Corey?
No, he didn't.
I didn't think so.
He didn't slide. Actually, I don't know that that was a hit and run, but Brady got an unbelievable jump.
Yeah, he had to have left a little early to get there that quick.
Yeah.
So an infield fielder's choice there, I guess, and they'll give runners at first and second. Still nobody outs. And Jacob Garner, your hitter, takes a pitch high for ball one. Lawrenceburg with a chance to answer Washington's 4 runs in the top of the inning. Garner squares around. It's low. Play at third. And the ball beats him, but the tag does not. As Huntley slid underneath the tag, as Kersey caught it on a hop, but unable to apply the tag, and a nice job by Huntley. And moving up to second is Cottrell.
Well, he had to go to the foul side of the bag to get it, and then by the time he whirled around, he was safe.
So runners
the ball beat him there.
Yep, runners at second and third now. 2-0 count with no outs. Pitch is high, and it's 3-0.
And I believe right there, guys, we were going to sacrifice to move him over, and then when Brady read the ball going to bounce up there, he just took off on his own.
Smart base runner. He's at third, the 3-0. Grounder, foul. On the third base side. Count now 3-1. The 3-1. That one's over his head. And it bounced off the padding, the backstop, hard enough to come back to Broadbent and to keep Huntley at third. So Garner goes down to first with the walk, and the bases are loaded with no outs here in the bottom of the second.
Well, that ricochet off the backstop, that was pretty hard right there. Most of them you see that just die at the base of the wall.
So Hayes McNutt, at the top of the order, will be your batter for the host team from Lawrenceburg. He walked his first time, came around to score.
We're going to have a pitching change.
Wow. All right. So we'll tell you about it when we return to Lawrenceburg. New pitcher for Washington. 4-2 your score, but the bases are loaded with no outs here in the bottom of the second. We'll be back after this short timeouts.
Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Interested in purchasing photos from the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series? Visit MacBrownPhoto.com or send them an email requesting your player or team to info@MacBrownPhoto.com. Mac Brown Photographers, the official studio of X Sports Nation and of the 2017 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series. Mac Brown Photographers, creating tomorrow's memories. So a new pitcher for Washington, Stanley, will be number 22, Bo Kersey.
Yeah, he comes in from right field, and Brandon Zook's going to go out to right field in his place. So Zook will be batting in the pitcher's spot. Barbier.
All right, so McNutt, the leadoff hitter, as we mentioned, walked his first time back in the first, came around to score. walked, stole second, went to third on a pass ball. First pitch from the left-hander, Kersey. Fades out and gets past Broadbent, but not far enough for Huntley to make his way home. And the count 1-0. Infield is regular depth for Washington with the bases loaded and no outs. They do lead 4-2. Pitch. Striking the outside edge. 1-1. That outside edge to right-handers has been kind tonight, both sides. The 1-1. Grounder, the third, just foul. Just foul. I would have played it 1, possibly 2. As Huntley's at third, Cottrell at second, Jacob Garner is at first. Blake Tidwell is on deck. No outs in the inning, 4-2, Washington leading, but Lawrenceburg's threatening here in the bottom of the second. Curveball lifted into shallow right center field.
Trouble.
And it falls in. Huntley had to wait, and Garner had to wait as well. Huntley will score, but Garner will be thrown out at second with a force. So 1 out and runners at the corners, and a 4-3 game and an RBI single for Hayes McNutt.
Well, that did produce a run, and I tell you, I was talking about Hayes McNutt and those curveballs. That was a big curveball right there, and he just stayed with it. Of course, it was coming from a left-hander coming in on him, but nice piece of hitting by Hayes McNutt. Tough break for Jacob Garner getting thrown out at second time.
All that extra work in the
batting
cage paid off for Hayes. So Blake Tidwell will be at the plate. Throw over to first. Hayes is back easily.
Well, with McNutt's speed over there with the runner at first and third, this is a situation where you send that runner at first down. Let's see what happens here.
There he goes. Pitch is low, and so no throw. And McNutt now in scoring position at second with 1 out. Cottrell is at third. And a good stick and Blade Tidwell at the plate. Pitch to him is low. 2-0. First base is open, but you don't want to give that to Tidwell because Lawrence Sutton is on deck if you're Washington.
Blade's 2 for 9 in this series, but he's got 4 RBIs.
Pitch is fouled away.
He's got some clutch hits.
Count is 2-1. Hitting .222 on the series.
Got a chance to pick up 2 more RBIs right here.
That's right.
You would think with the way the grass is in the outfield, Hayes McNutt could score him from second easily.
Curveball just misses the outside edge. 3-1.
He could look for a pitch to drive right here.
Working from the windup with runners at second and third is Kersey. That one's low. So that'll load him up. For the hottest hitter in the tournament, Lawrence Sutton. For Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. He flew out his first time up tonight. Lifted into right field. Drifting, and making the catch on the line is Zook out in right field, but it scores a run on the sacrifice fly as Cottrell comes home. So Sutton gets an RBI and ties it up at 4. McNutt moves to third of their 2 outs for Walker Brown. Nice play there by Zook. Or is that French out there? 55?
66. Corey, can you see a number in right field?
I can't see a number, guys, but I'll tell you, he made a great, he covered a lot of territory.
We'll catch it coming in.
Walker Brown, the hitter. That pitch is inside, nearly caught his knee. 1-0 the count.
Listen, whoever painted 336 on this line down right field and left field, I think they meant to do. I think they did that in yards.
It's a long way down there.
I haven't been on this field but a couple of times, and if that's 336, wow. I got a new perspective for the kid that hit it out the
Yes.
other night.
I know. It dinged the scoreboard, as JP said.
1-0 to Brown. That one is high. There goes the runner. Throw back to the mound. So, and McNutt paying attention. Doesn't go anywhere. So runners at second and third for Lawrenceburg now with 2 outs. 2-0. Outside, 3-0. On deck is the lefty Matt Gamble. No correction. Yep, although Stoffel's out there, but
Gamble's due up.
Gamble is due up. The 3-0. Strike on the inside edge. They didn't change, did they? Here's the 3-1. It's in the dirt. Brown draws a walk. And Stoffel stepping up to the plate. Yeah, Gamble should be the hitter unless they changed. Oh, we got to hold on before. Well, Stoffel's.
I don't know if
Washington.
Washington.
It's an at bat now.
Yeah, I don't know if Washington's caught it yet or not.
Coach Michael Garner has called it, and he's trying to get Gamble's attention, but it was at no avail.
I don't know what that means. There's a line drive, base hit. Well, it benefits Lawrenceburg right now. 1 run scores, and a second comes around. That puts Lawrenceburg up 6-4.
Only in Babe Ruth baseball.
I don't know if, I guess Washington could protest that. I don't know. I'm not going to try to broadcast that to them, but.
Guys, if we can get away with 1 pitch right here, it doesn't matter.
That's true.
They can call Gamble out for batting out of turn, but they cannot get Stoffel.
Yep. Okay. So Lawrenceburg takes the lead. Luke Stoffel. He really wanted that hit, didn't he?
Wow. I cannot believe that we just got away with that.
Yep. There are 2 outs in the inning. That would have been the third if they'd caught it. Swing and a miss by Gamble. Well, when it's going your way, it's going your way, I guess. Pitch is outside. Gets to the backstop, and another run's going to score as Walker Brown trots home for the 5th run of the inning, and it's 7-4 Lawrenceburg. Moving up to second is Stoffel.
Well, that's why you got somebody in your dugout doing the scoring.
I mean, absolutely, guys, because even after Stoffel gets the hit, you can say he batted out of turn, and it's still a 5-4 ball game.
Yep. Because that would be the 3rd out of the inning. The 1-1. Pitch is low. 2-1. Two outs in the inning, 7-4 your score with 5 runs now for Lawrenceburg as Kersey's going to take a step off. Stoffel dancing around back there at second. The 3-1. High chopper to short. Manser on to first and handled by Malacheski for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before Lawrenceburg gets 5 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. What a wild and crazy second inning. We'll be back with the 3rd inning. Stanley Wilson will take you through the middle part of this game. 7-4 your score, Lawrenceburg over Washington at the Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg. Back after this.
Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee and the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Lawrenceburg as we head to the top of the third. New pitcher for the host team from Lawrenceburg. It'll be Matt Gamble, spelling Stoffel. Stoffel, I believe, is in the dugout.
And Corey, the batting order was set before the game. I mean, you've got to stay in that batting order. Now, Matt Gamble, he was the extra player. He could come in and pitch for Luke Stoffel, but you got to stay in the same batting order. Am I right about that?
You're correct, and I just got I figured out why we made the mistake, because head coach Vashon Tidwell went to him and said, hey, guys, y'all are going to switch, but he meant that Gamble was going to come in and pitch, and Stoffel was coming to the bench, and those guys took it that, hey, we're going to switch in the lineup.
Yeah, okay. I can see how the error happened, but on Washington's part, it's their job to keep up with that.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, hey, listen, the ball game, if they catch that, should be 5-4. And that's just 2 runs that they cannot get back because they just weren't paying attention to the lineup.
All right, here to take you through the middle part of the inning, one Stanley G. Wilson.
All right, 7-4 ball game. Lawrenceburg up over Washington. Here's the first pitch from Gamble, ball low. Kobe Broadbent, the catcher for the Washington team. Outside, 2-0. That one's outside. 3-0 now. Kersey will follow Broadbent, and then Stott will be in the hole for here in this inning, in the top of the third inning. That one's low. 4-pitch walk puts Broadbent at first. Logan Kersey will be the batter. Broadbent gets the lead at first. Working for the stretches Gamble. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1, nobody out. Top of the third inning. Comes in the dirt, gets away from Brown, going to go all the way to the dugout. Broadbent around second, thought about third, now he's going to hold up right there. So it'll be a 1-1 count. Runner at second. Logan Kersey, your batter. Matt Gamble looks back, fires to the plate. Little pop up in the infield. Huntley has it. Going to his knees to get it. So 1 out. There's a pop up to the third baseman. And Evan Stott will be up. Going to miss. Swung late on that one. 0-1. 7-4. Lawrenceburg over Washington. Top of the third inning, 1 out. 0-1 pitch coming up. Ground ball back up the middle. Tidwell with it at short. Throw to first in time. Runner moves up to third though with 2 out now. Drew Ott will be the batter. You've seen that name Ott here before. Is Ed Ott's son here was 2 years ago, was the only one to hit a home run over the fence, and that was on the other field at Tom Cruise on the high school field.
That's right, and a little backstory, too, with one of the locals, Johnny Lyles, who played with him, and was the Pirates organization at the time.
Yep. Played with Ed Ott.
He was
years ago.
Didn't Johnny host one of the West End players? Or was
No,
he had
was in
Wisconsin. Eau Claire, Wisconsin,
Yep.
that's right.
Him and his wife Doris went up to Wisconsin when football started because some of the kids were playing football, so he went up there to visit them. A lot of relationships made.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 out, runner at third. Spread around the bunt is Ott. Takes it for a strike on the corner, 0-1. Gamble still working for the stretch. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Well, Gamble's out in front, 0-2 on this batter. Drew Ott.
Stoffel would have been getting that pitch. He'd still been in there mowing them down.
Ball upstairs. 1-2. Ball in the dirt. Stopped by Walker Brown behind the plate to keep the runner at third. Evens it up at 2-2 now with 2 out. Top of the third inning. 7-4, Lawrenceburg leading over Washington. Washington trying to get a run in here. Base hit, we'll get one in. Check swing. He went around, strike 3. So that'll do it for Washington in their half of the inning. They leave 1. They fail to score. Your score will remain Lawrenceburg 7, Washington 4. You're watching X Sports TV. Back in a moment.
Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, home of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series for 13 and 15-year-olds. Glad to have you on the broadcast. I'm Stanley Wilson. J.P. Plant right next to me, and Corey Rochelle is down in the dugout of Lawrenceburg. How's it going down there, Corey?
Well, the guys seem to be settled in, especially after we put some runs back on the board. And, you know, it's kind of a strange game, guys, from where we've scored 7 runs and only 3 hits. But there's a lot of encouragement down there. The guys are up, and it's one of those situations where I feel like they think at any moment we're fixing to break this game wide open.
All right, thank you, Court. Bottom of the third we go. First pitch. In there for a strike. J.D. Bedford, your batter for Lawrenceburg. Percy still on the mound for Washington. The left-hander winds and he deals. Swung on a miss, strike 2.
And Stanley, we've got a new score over at Tom Cruise. North Dakota extends their lead. It's now 6-0. That game in the 6th inning.
Waste pitch outside, didn't chase it. Makes it 1-2. Washington needs to win this to stay alive. Ball in the dirt, evens it up at 2-2. Those two teams need to have a win over there desperately, don't they?
That's right. A loss and you're eliminated for Mississippi or North Dakota.
Popped up out of play. A lot of foul territory here at the Denver Trap Field, the Babe Ruth Field. There's a shot towards second. It gets by him into right field for a base hit. Bedford motors around first. He's going to stop right there. JD, he's got some speed on him. We saw that the other night when he had 2 triples in the game.
I'd like to see him and Torres, the center fielder from Sarasota, in the foot race.
That'd be a good one. Sell tickets to that. Brady Huntley will come up with a runner at first and 1 out. No, excuse me, nobody out. Ball way high. This camera's blocking my view. Can we take the camera down? It won't make anybody mad, will it?
No. You can see around that, Stanley.
Here's a pitch. Runner going. Curveball. Throw it down to second. Not in time. Ball gets away down there, but not far enough for the runner to advance. There's that speed I was talking about. Hayes McNutt or J.D. Bedford? Who's faster? Two-0 count. First he looks back, fires to the plate, ball outside. So it's 3-0 to Huntley now.
Nope.
He's 4 for 7, according to this fancy machine here.
4 runs scored. A couple of runs batted in.
That one's outside, so ball 4. Well, Huntley beat on at first. Bedford is still at second. That'll bring up Cottrell. Jeremiah Cottrell. Runners are going. Bunt laid down. First baseman, nobody there at first to cover, so everybody's safe. Malachewski fielded it, wheeled around, and nobody was there as the second baseman was covered in the bag on the attempted steal. So a double steal and a nice bunt by Jeremiah Cottrell brings up Jacob Garner with the bases loaded now.
Yeah.
Still nobody out.
That stolen, or the attempt of the runner going, caused the second baseman Ott to go towards second base and got him out of order a little bit. And the bunt was laid down perfectly by Cottrell. As you mentioned, Stanley, down the first base line, and there was nobody at first.
He looked around ready to fire it down there, and he goes, where's everybody at? Ball low, gets away, but not far enough. 1-0. Garner walked his first time up. Strike called. Foul tipped at the plate. Count remain 1-2 now. Nobody out. Runners at each bag here. Lawrenceburg leading 7-4. 7 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Swung on a miss. He's going to be out. Now Bedford came down the line, and he has to scamper back.
Nice job of the base runners by not getting too antsy. And Garner is out with first base occupied. That is an automatic out even after the drop third strike.
So the top of the order will come up with Hayes McNutt. Had a little blooper last time up over the second baseman's head. The infield played up on the grass. Ball low. Popped up again in right field. Zook coming over. He's got it. Tagging up is Bedford. Here's the throw in. It's going to be cut off. No play at the plate. So it'll be 8-4 now, Lawrenceburg. There's 2 out with runners at first and third. Blade Tidwell will be the batter. Robbick calls timeout behind the plate. Sure.
He wants to get the defensive alignment
There it
call.
is. Now he steps out in front, makes the call. Throw over first. I imagine that's not his best move. He just kind of lobbed that one over there. Three around the bunt, runner going. Throw back to pitcher, but Huntley has nothing to do with it. He gets back to third.
Again, smart base running by Lawrenceburg. We've seen that throughout the entire series. I think that's been one of the differences in their success.
That one's outside. 2-0 now. 2 out. Lawrenceburg scored 1 so far here in the bottom of the third. Looking to add more. They lead 8-4. Inside. 3-0. First base open. But you got the dangerous Sutton coming up next. And there's ball 4. We'll bring up Lawrence Sutton with the bases loaded. If there's anybody else, I wouldn't say this, but he's due.
Yeah. 7 for 11.
He's 0 for 2 in this game, I believe.
Just 0 for 1.
0 for 1. Take that back in a sac fly. That's right. Only 1 official at bat. That one's low, so it's 1-0.
Has now 5 runs batted in for the World Series.
That one's low. Well, I can say about the umpire, he's calling it both ways. 2-0 now. Throw over to first. Not holding him over there. Malachewski playing back. Trying to sneak in behind him.
Stanley, I feel Sutton is about to turn on one here.
There's a ground ball, hard hit to short. He has to back up on it. Throw over to first. Not in time. Everybody's going to be safe as Huntley comes across to score. Making it 9-4. And JP's got ESPN. Hard shot that Manser couldn't handle. I mean, he backed up on it. And when you back up on it, you can't get a good, strong throw to first, and that's what happened. Walker Brown will be the batter. Pride of Loretta. Strike in there.
Wow.
Ground ball to short. Manser up with it. On throw to first. This time he gets him. So Washington gets out of the inning, but Lawrenceburg scores 2 runs to take a 9-4 lead, headed to the top of the 4th. You're watching Exports TV. Back in a moment.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Getting ready for the top of the fourth inning here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Washington and the host team, Lawrenceburg. Washington will start out with Bo Kersey.
Well, we got a moment. Let's check in with the dugout with Corey Rochelle. Corey?
Well, guys, you'll notice we sent Gamble back out to the mound, and they pulled Drew Stoffel out, and he stayed under the pitch count. You know, one of the good things that we're going to have is when we come and start playing on Wednesday, we're going to have the full arsenal of pitchers. And I think they'll probably even try to do the same with Gamble as far as keeping him under 45, because I just heard them tell somebody else to go get loose. So
first pitch to Bo Kersey is outside. 1-0. Getting that day off, that helps being the #1 seed.
Well, we're thinking more than just tonight's game. We're thinking about once it gets to tournament play.
Outside.
Making sure we have everybody available. And not only do you want to have everybody available, but you want to make sure that if you don't have to use your top guys, that they can sit and they can
on a miss, strike one.
Be able to go deep, play, pitch in those games deeper in the tournament.
It's all about arms at this point. That was low. 3-1 now. Fouled into the net. Makes it full, 3-2.
Well, talking about arms, guys, having seen every team at least once now, by far Lawrenceburg has the hardest throwers from top to bottom, I think, of any team here at the World Series.
Time called. It'll be a teaching moment from the umpire to Matt Gamble on the mound, I believe. He's telling me you've got to stay in contact with the pitcher's plate.
You like to see that.
Yeah.
Nobody on base, and
if you did that with somebody on base, it could be a balk. That was low, so we're going to have a base runner in Kersey. So Bo Kersey will go down to first on a walk, and that'll bring up Isaac Hanley.
Guys, that visit from the first base umpire was about Gamble going to his mouth.
I got you.
Okay.
So he got warned about it. The next time it'll be a ball.
Not a teaching moment, a warning moment.
Some would say that a teaching moment.
Strike in there to Hanley. Isaac Hanley. Playing left field. Runner at first gets his lead. Throw over, back in time.
Lawrenceburg's got Caden Howard down in the bullpen, getting loose, getting ready to come in, I think, about any time.
Runs outside, gets away from Brown. Runner going to go down to second. Brown finds it. Kersey's going to hold up at second base. 1-1 count, nobody out. 9-4, Lawrenceburg leading over Washington. They've scored in every inning, 2 in the first, 5 in the second, 2 more in the third. Washington put up a 4 spot at the top of the second. Ground ball towards second. Nut up with it, throws over to first in time. Good piece of hitting there. Getting behind the runner and getting him over to third. Clint French will be a pinch hitter.
No, I think he is the right fielder, Stanley.
You think he is?
I think
the right
so,
fielder?
yeah.
Okay.
I do believe so.
I thought it was 66.
Yeah.
Pitch coming up. Low. One out, 2-0 count. Runner at third. Dances off there. In there for a strike. Good pitch from Matt Gamble. Ball low. 3-1. One going to miss. Runs it full, 3-2 now. Kersey getting his lead at third. There's a wind in the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three. So 2 out, runner still at third. Taylor Shago will be up.
Big strikeout there for Gamble. Now 29 pitches.
Shago 1 for 1 with a single. About hitting. Lean back out of the way.
This Washington team has been one of the more boisterous in the dugout here at the World Series. Like to hear the chatter.
Strike in there. Evens it up at 1-1. High. Ball 2. Foul tipped in the net.
Just got a piece of that one. That's a good pitch by Gamble. Down in the zone. Corey, that's a pitch you like to use, wouldn't it?
Listen, you got to keep it down. If you want to keep it in the park, you better keep it down.
It's fouled back. Count remain 2-2.
But if you keep it down there at some point, somebody might tee off on it.
A little golfing.
Ball low. 3-2.
Speaking of golfing, Corey, congratulations on your championship down in Florence.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, JP. Sometimes even at 40, you remember how to play.
Hopped up down the first base line, twisting where Garner can get to it. Nice play, Jacob Garner. So that'll do it for Washington. They leave a runner at third. Your score headed to the bottom of the fourth. Lawrenceburg still 9, Washington still 4. You're watching X Sports TV. Back in a moment.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Bo Kersey is back on the mound for Washington as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Lawrenceburg leading 9-4. Will be Broadbent getting his tools of ignorance back on.
When did you start playing catcher, Stanley? What age?
I was 8 years old.
8 years.
I watched Johnny Bench on the game of the week. Back then, you only had a game every Saturday. And I wasn't a Reds fan. I was a big Braves fan, but I was a Johnny Bench fan. Which I'm still mad about 2 years ago when Johnny Bench was the featured speaker that I was not allowed to go meet him. I don't know why.
We know why.
Yeah, yeah. But
he was my idol. They needed a catcher. I said, I'll do it. He said, have you done it before? I said, you mean catch a ball? They go, yeah. And I said, sure. I've never played catcher in my life, but I've caught a ball.
So Gunnar Dixon, Stanley, is going to be pinch hitting, I believe, for Gamble. So that means we will probably see a new pitcher.
There's a shot toward left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So Gunnar sees the first pitch and likes it and laces it into left field for a leadoff single here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
You'd like to see that coming cold off the bench. First pitch, you like it, you swing at it.
Exactly right. Caden Howard's going to pinch hit. Percy working for the stretch. Fires to the plate. There's a shot toward left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. The runner's at first and second now with nobody out. Remember that phrase the Bismarck, North Dakota guy gave me, hitting is contagious, and that's what this Lawrenceburg group has been doing this whole series. I think everybody in the lineup can hit.
What was that, Yogi Bear, deja vu all over again?
Yeah.
Or when you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Yeah, exactly. we were talking about idols, Corey. Who was your baseball idol growing up?
Well, when I was a kid, believe it or not, my dad's a huge Yankees fan. Therefore, I'm a huge Yankees fan. But I'm like everybody else living in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Grew up watching the Braves, so I fell in love with Dale Murphy. Came in, up that time, number 3 Dale Murphy in his prime, and so, those are the games we watched. But as I got a little older, and to be honest with you, as soon as Derek Jeter hit the scene, it was all over.
Yeah. You played for the Yankees, didn't you?
I did.
I thought so.
Memorable Coach Glenn Tidwell.
That's right.
I did. I love the guy. I remember at this age right here, at 15 years old, playing for Coach Tidwell, and literally he called me every night. He called me every single night, and throughout the year. I mean, when you hit Babe Ruth, and I played for him in 13, 14, and 15, and he called me every night, guys. I mean, hey, you in bed, and called and asked it, hey, did you get your homework done? And, you ain't giving your parents trouble and all that. And, that's things that's how a coach can impact kids. I remember that for the rest of my life.
There's no question.
That's what makes youth sports so wonderful.
Something to look at here, guys, that as we get the first 2 on, and it's in the bottom of the 5th, and I know it's a stretch, but we hang 5 on the board and go get 3 outs, this ball game's over.
Yep, you're right. The 10-1 run rule is in effect at that point. You got to go 5 innings. Lawrenceburg's the home team in this game. So Isaac Hanley will come on in relief for Washington. First pitch, J.D. Bedford is fouled back. 0-1.
Corey, we've seen the Lawrenceburg hitters awfully aggressive this inning. Was there a conscious effort by the coaches to say, get up there and swing?
No, I don't think so. I just think that's been the mentality of these guys getting in the box and ready to hit.
Fouled off down the first base line.
One of the things I've noticed about being in the dugout tonight is, other than at the beginning of the game and just being anxious for the game to start, there's not a bit of nerves in this dugout. Everybody's laid back. Everybody is prepared, and nobody seems to be, thinking, hey, this is the World Series and look who's here and how many people's around, this, that, and the other. It's just about baseball, and they're having fun.
That's the way it's supposed to be, Stanley, right?
Good to hear. That was a slow curveball or something there. 2-2, misses inside.
Was it called the Ephus pitch?
Yeah, the old Ephus pitch. Ball just misses. Runs it full, 3-2 now. Payoff pitch coming with runners at first and second. Lawrenceburg leading 9-4. It's fouled back.
Is there anybody that's going to make you work harder on the mound than J.D. Bedford while he's at the plate? You have to earn every inch with him, aren't you?
He's got a good sense of the strike zone. Throw back to second. Just back in time. Dixon kind of lingered off there. 3-2 count coming up. Strike three called. Caught the inside corner. JD didn't think so. I just got through talking about the strike zone, his recognition of it.
That was a good pitch, though.
That was a good pitch.
Curved right at the last moment. Broke at the knees.
So one out, runner still at second and first. Brady Huntley, the batter. Ground ball, foul.
Whoa.
Almost fair, right over the third base bag.
Oh, boy.
Manley winds and he fires. Inside, nice stop by Broadbent behind the plate. 1-1 count. One out. Runners at second and first. Inside. 2-1. Brady with 2 walks in this ball game already. Fly ball toward left field. Center field going back. He's calling for it. He's got it. Stott makes the out. Left center field. It's 2 away now. And Logan Parrott will be the batter.
Nice pitching performance the other night from Logan.
We only got one more player to get in the game. I think that's Adam Goss.
Mr. Wayne County on this team.
That other game is getting close to finishing up, I believe.
Yeah, Mississippi down to their final 2 outs, trailing 6-0, bottom of the 7th. Bismarck, North Dakota looking to make it 2 wins in a row.
Ball low.
And I tell you, if they can get Feeney, I don't know how many pitches. I don't remember exactly yesterday. You may have to wait 2 days. If you have to face them with their hot bats right now and Feeney pitching, that'll be a tough out.
It's fouled off his foot. Yeah, he pitched a superb game, didn't he?
He had a one-hitter through his 5 innings of work.
Ground ball towards short. With it, flip to second in time. They throw over to first. Not in time. That's it. That was 2 outs.
Yeah.
Let's go in.
First baseman was the only one who knew how many outs there were.
I think so. He was ready to get. He's going, what are you throwing it at me for? So that'll do it. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Your score: Lawrenceburg 9, Washington 4. Stay tuned for this crazy game we got going on here. You're watching X Sports TV. Back in a moment.
Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series and our broadcast position here in the Parks Lumber Perch. Still looking for my doorknob.
Hey, guys, I'm going to grab one of the coaches here, Josh Purcell.
Go for it.
Hey, Josh, right now we're sending out our 3rd pitcher of the game, and Caden Howard. Was that the plan from the get-go to try to just put some guys in the game, get them some innings, but keep them under the pitch ceiling?
It was. We was trying to get some guys some innings so they were ready and set to throw for the rest of the bracket play. So, yeah, we had that plan coming in.
So what about overall? I know that Washington has gave us a few things tonight, gave us some base runners and whatnot, but we still have appeared to hit the ball pretty well. So give me your assessment overall of the game.
It's been pretty good. I mean, we put the ball in play, drawed some walks, got ourselves in some situations to score some runs. We've taken advantage of it. So we just got to keep doing that the rest of the game.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Coach Josh Purcell. He's a regular veteran talking on radio and streaming.
Yep.
Visited us on X Sports Live last week.
One of the coaches from 2015. Bunt laid down, goes foul.
Man of many words, Josh Purcell.
Well, he's starting to pick up the game of golf.
Oh, he has?
Mm-hmm.
Corey's he been playing with you any yet?
I haven't played with him, but I've seen him. I've seen him play some, and you know, of course, Josh is just a natural athlete. And what I've seen, it's not going to take long, and Josh will be a good player. I think he already plays pretty well.
Fly ball toward right field. Sutton on his horse. He can't get to it. It's going to fall in. And Malachevsky will have a double. That young man can hit.
He has been their bright spot for sure. Has 3 RBI already. And now leading off this inning with a double. Nice job, though, Sutton had taken a good angle to keep that somewhat in front of him and keep that to a double.
Absolutely, guys. I'm telling you, this field is huge.
Yes.
Yeah. Ball outside. Of course, they did a lot of work on it back in 2015, but I've had the comments from California, from New Jersey, said this is the best field that they played on all year long. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Evens it up at 1-1. Top of the 5th inning. Lawrenceburg leading 9-4, but Washington threatening here with a runner at second. Manser, the batter. Here's a pitch to him. Fouled down the right field line, but that's not going to hold up for something to get over to it.
A reminder, this is the home run king at the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Won the Derby, hitting 5 home runs in the skills challenge. Nobody else hit one out. He hit 5. And they weren't bloopers either.
They hit it on the other field, though, right?
It was, yes. Tom Cruise field.
I mean, he would have been out on this field, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Ground ball towards second. McNutt has to backhand it, throw to first in time. Runner advances down to third with 1 out now.
What a luxury to have somebody with Hayes McNutt's skill set playing second base. He can play short, third. You got him at second base. That shows you how good this team is. Makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yep.
They all do.
Good defensive team. Here's Broadbent. First pitch to him is outside. Howard looks in. Now he's ready. He winds and he fires. Ball high. 2-0. Wind still blowing it right to left. First time we've seen that the whole World Series.
Yeah, been that way all evening.
And in from right field also.
There's a shot towards short. Huntley has it, throws back to third, back in time. Excuse me, Tidwell over to Huntley. Yeah, Blade played third base for Loretto. Saw Huntley playing all the infield positions too, so we've got a lot of talent with these gloves here.
Yeah, those 3 infielders could play any one of those 3 spots and play them well.
We got Logan Kersey. Ball high.
Guys, most of the time I've been on the other field doing the call on some of the other games, but this is the first real game I've got to look at us. And I'll be honest with you, when you put our team on the field, I like the way we stack up against everybody else.
Ball outside. That's the thing about it, you know, they didn't play in any region, they didn't, or district, and didn't play any region or state tournaments. So you didn't really have a gauge on how they did. They played in some practice tournaments, we would call it, and they were serious tournaments. Went to Atlanta, played in some, and we got reports, went on and missed. But they did, I think they were 2-0, won 2 games in one day, then they ran into a team from Puerto Rico that was like a little minor league team, they said.
Mississippi is fighting back. 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th. Still trails 6-2.
Pop up. And Huntley has it behind the bag in foul territory at third. So that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Your score remains Lawrenceburg 9, Washington 4. You're watching X Sports TV. Back in a moment.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
There you go, Master of Ceremonies Paul Plan with Take Me Out to the Ball Game. For the final time in pool play, as we head to bottom half of the 5th inning. Lawrenceburg leading Washington 9-4.
Jacob Garner will lead off. Isaac Hanley back on the mound for Washington. Here's first pitch. Swung on, fly ball down the left field line, hooking foul.
It's a good swing right there.
It was. Just got out in front of it. Straighten it out a little bit, it might take off. Especially in that wind. That wind's really getting up there. Ball low. One count. Fly ball to left field. Coming in on it, and he's got it. Look at Bo Kersey. Top of the order coming up, Hayes McNutt. Curveball over for a strike. Hayes has walked, singled, sacrifice fly. He's 1 for 1 officially. Pretty productive evening for Hayes.
Yeah, got a couple of RBIs.
Ground ball towards short. He's up with it, throws over to first in time. Had to hurry it because he knew about the speed coming down the first base line and made a good play. Was Manser.
It makes me nervous for the infielder watching Hayes run down.
Yeah. So 2 out quickly here in the bottom of the 5th. And the last bench player will be up, Adam Goss. Adam had a good night the other night. Had a couple of hits, I believe. He's 2 for 9 in the series with 5 runs scored, 4 RBIs. Productive hits. Timeout while the umpire makes the change on his lineup sheet.
Corey, can you see who's in the bullpen for Lawrenceburg?
Well, I was standing down here on this end with the guys on the on-deck circle, but let me go take a look.
Just saw somebody went out there, so.
We've sent Blade Tidwell down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they said they may throw him a little bit because he didn't throw that many pitches his first initial appearance.
We got a little light mist falling down on the field right now, guys. Real sure. Do you guys know what's holding up the home plate umpire? Okay.
Pitch count.
All right. Because he keeps looking back up there.
Got an issue with the pitch count. I'm not sure.
I don't know how many you guys are showing on iScore, but the board is showing 19.
That's what we've got.
Thank you. Now we're good. Strike call, outside corner. Adam Goss, left-handed batter from Wayne County. JP said the lone Wayne County representative. He's right next door to Lawrence County. All outside. 1-1 now. Popped up out of play.
Mississippi is still battling. They've scored 2 more. It's 6-4 now in the bottom of the 7th.
Wow, they're making a game of it.
Yes, they are. There are 2 outs.
Outside, 2-2.
Is that a win and get in game over there, guys?
I believe it is.
Well, not directly.
They're going to have some help. Well, it depends on how many runs are allowed.
That's right. It's
fly ball towards center field. He's got to go back on it, and he's got it. Stott was playing in on Goss. And he had to go back a little bit, but he snacks it for the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th. Your score, Lawrenceburg 9, Washington 4. You're watching Exports TV. Back in a moment.
Main Street Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network.
We've got some changes for Lawrenceburg. Blade Tidwell's on in relief on the mound. Brady Huntley will move over to shortstop from 3rd, and Caden Howard will come in at 3rd base. Take you through the last 2 innings of the ball game. Here's J.P. Plant.
Thank you, Stanley. And looking out our window here at our Parks Lumber Perch, we see we have a final. North Dakota over Mississippi 6-4. So Mississippi has been eliminated. They finished 1-3. North Dakota now 2-2, and they have a chance as a slow grounder to 3rd. Howard up and across, not in time. A nice effort though, as Garner stretching out that long body of his.
Hey guys, I'm here with head coach Bashan Tidwell, and hey coach, I noticed that we brought in our #1 starter, Blade Tidwell. Is this just to get him a little bit of work?
Yeah, he's had 4 days off. He just needs to throw a few pitches.
So is the plan, coach? I know we're kind of looking forward, or are we thinking we want to use him on Wednesday, or what's your setup here for as the tournament goes forward?
We're going to leave that up to Josh. I hadn't made out a lineup since Georgia, really.
All right, guys.
He needs to settle down just a little bit. Oh, that pitch is outside 2-0. Corey, you talked about how cool and calm the team was. I guess they're taking after their manager.
Absolutely. You know, I've known all 3 of these guys for a long time, and even played ball with Michael Garner when we were in high school, and they all have the same demeanor. They're all very even keel. They're not, get overly excited or down in the dumps. So their players are taking after them.
So walk to the hitter, Jackson Gibbs, who's coming to the game, and we got another pinch hitter.
And guys, I think I think what they're doing is very smart. Blade has had 4 days off, and you're going to have to use him, and you don't want him to sit on the shelf for too long without getting in some action. So to get him 15, 20 pitches, I think is a good idea.
So Stott at 2nd, Gibbs is at 1st, and the hitter, Skylar Kelsey, has a strike. And the count's 0-1. No outs. The top of the 6th, 9-4, Lawrenceburg leading. Roll back over to 2nd. So if Lawrenceburg hangs on and wins this one, that'll send Bismarck, North Dakota to the elimination round as the 3 seed. We'll have to check that with Wisconsin. That pitch is high, 1-1, but that will put them in. Janesville, Wisconsin, 2-2. Washington has to win to have a chance. They are also 1-2. That pitch is outside.
No, call strike.
Okay. My apologies. And it's 1-2 the count. The batter, Skylar Kelsey. Blake Tidwell on the mound for Lawrenceburg. Fourth pitcher of the night for the host team. Just misses there. 2-2 the count. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson, Corey Rochelle with you. Bryant Gobble doing our social media tonight. Pitch is high. 3-2. Nobody out here in the top of the sixth. 2 runners on for Washington. They trail 9-4. The pitch. Strike 3. And the runner goes to third. Walker unable to make a play. That'll be the first out of the inning. So runners at the corners. And Isaac Hanley will be your hitter. He's walked and ground out tonight 0 for 1. Pitch misses just outside, 1-0. Blade's going to get his money's worth when he throws it. 1-0. Inside, 2-0.
Well, the rust is showing with his control right now. Trying to find that strike zone, trying to find what the umpire likes to call it.
Misses high, 3-0. That one's over. 3-1. Slow grounder, right side of the infield. McNutt, one place to go. That's to first. The run scores. An RBI for Hanley as Stott comes home for the 5th run of the ball game for Camas-Washougal, Washington. So your new score 9-5 as Washington scored for the first time since the second inning. And Clint French is your hitter. Takes a strike. 0-1 the count. There's 1 out in the inning. Runner at second.
2 outs.
Thank you very much. The pitch misses high, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. On deck is Taylor Shega if French can reach safely. There are 2 outs of the inning. The 1-2. Curveball just misses low. Well, a big sweeping curve. Count even now at 2-2 to Clint French. Blade Tidwell, the kick, fire, swing and a miss. Blows the fastball by him. A strikeout in the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Your new score, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee leading it 9-5 over Washington. This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series live on X-Sports TV.
Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
We're back in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, side of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, the host team, leading 9-5, trying to go 4-0 in pool play. They lead Washington as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And Isaac Hanley will be back on the mound for Camas-Washougal, Washington. It'll be Sutton, Brown, and I believe Gunnar Dixon is in that spot now. First three up for Lawrenceburg. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson, Corey Rochelle. And we see more action in the Lawrenceburg bullpen as Blade Tidwell came out, throw some pitches. The last half inning. So Lawrence Sutton lead things off. Hot grounder to short. Up with it is Manser on to first in time. One pitch, one out here in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, I should say.
Yeah, guys, and that's Brady Huntley down there getting loose. And I'm not sure. Maybe it looks like that Blade threw 21 pitches according to the pitch count. So I don't think the plan is to send him back out for any of the 7th.
All right. Trying to get everybody a little work tonight. First pitch to Walker Brown. This is high for a ball, 1-0. Walker tonight, 0 for 2. Reached on an error, a walk, and a ground out. He scored twice, though. And he's hitting .455 heading into this game. The 2-0. Over for a strike, 2-1. One out, nobody on base. 9-5, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee over Washington. Pitch is low, 3-1. If this score holds up, Bismarck, North Dakota will make it to the elimination round. That pitch misses and a walk. Gunnar Dixon, who singled his first time. Singled the first pitch he saw. He came in, time asked for. First pitch, popped him up. Will it stay in play? It will not.
Got to get those foul balls back.
Somebody down there knocking on the door. So 0-1 the count. Chopper to the short. On to second for one. To first. Double play. 6-4-3 double play turned by Washington to end things in the 6th. Last chance for Camas-Washougal, Washington. They trail by 4. They've got a tie. They need a win to continue playing at the Babe Ruth World Series. We'll have it for you when we return to Lawrenceburg after this short timeout.
In Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson, Corey Rochelle with you from Denver Trap Field. And so here's where we look at the standings. Lawrenceburg has already clinched the 1 seed in the American Division. Janesville, Wisconsin, idle tonight at 2-2. Bismarck, North Dakota just picked up their second win in a thrilling fashion over Mississippi. They are 2-2. So if this score holds true, Washington will move to 1-3. They will be out. Bismarck, North Dakota will be in, as will Janesville, Wisconsin. And due to last night's game where North Dakota defeated Wisconsin 10-0, North Dakota will go from 0-2 to a 2 seed heading into single elimination. Not bad, and they certainly are a hot team, Stanley, heading into. Now, conversely, if Washington were able to come back and win this game, then they will be tied 2-2 with Janesville, Wisconsin, and with Bismarck, North Dakota, and they will have a 3-way tie.
Then what do you do?
We'll have to go back and figure out the head-to-heads.
Who beat who? Yep.
That pitch is high, 2-0.
I think we go to runs allowed then.
Yeah, I think they
all beat each other.
They beat each other, so runs allowed does not favor Wisconsin. So I think that will, unless Lawrenceburg scores 15 more runs in this game. Of course, if that's the case, Washington will not win. So there's a strike. 3-1 the count. As Brady Huntley is your pitcher, by the way, for Lawrenceburg. There's a strike. 3-2.
Hey, guys, I think it's worth noting that for our kids, the Lawrenceburg kids, it's 10:40. They got to get up and go to school tomorrow.
That's right.
That's one of the different aspects that our kids have to deal with that versus these other kids is that, you know, they still have to get up at 6:30 in the morning, get ready and go to school and deal with homework and all those things. And I think that's something that we got to keep in mind for them anyway.
Absolutely. Nice play there by Blade Tidwell. The line drive. And Malacheski lays down a bunt and a perfect one. Wow. What a good-looking ball player, Malacheski.
Yeah, not only can he hit to all fields, but he can lay down the bunt too.
Yeah, that's kind of that ought not be allowed. He smoked one in the gap out there, and then he just bunts it about 12 feet and beats it out. Yeah, that's just having a lot of tools.
He is now 3 for 3 tonight. I think in the front running for the Ron Tellefson Player of the Game on Washington's behalf. First pitch to Manser is high for a ball. Josh tonight 0 for 3. A couple of flyouts and a ground out. But he can turn on one in a heartbeat. There's a strike and a nice curveball by Huntley. Ball's fouled out of play. So we've got a game that matters in the single elimination round. Wisconsin paying close attention. Washington, if they win, they will, we believe, be in our first attempt at math. If Washington does not win, Wisconsin will be in. Pitch fouled away. And it appears either scenario, North Dakota is in. They hold the appropriate tiebreakers with Wisconsin. And a swing and a miss, strikeout for Brady Huntley, second out of the inning. So Broadbent 0 for 2 this evening. has a walk. Swing and a miss, big cut. And Huntley with that all-speed pitch. Looking sharp here. In the top of the 7th. Washington down to their final out. Runner at first. Pitch is high. The 1-1.
Guys, I've been impressed by the depth of our pitching tonight. We, from what I can tell, I think we for sure have an advantage on the rest of the teams with our pitching depth.
I agree, based on what I've seen as well. The pitch fouled away. 2-2 the count. That gets past Walker Brown. And down to second is Malachewski. Our resident bracketologist, Brad Nielsen, is getting us ready for the single elimination round, filling it out for us as we get ready. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the host team from Lawrenceburg stays perfect at the Babe Ruth World Series. They win it 9-5 over Camas-Washougal, Washington. And Washington's trip to Middle Tennessee comes to an end tonight as they finish 1-3. We'll take a timeout, be back with the Ron Tellefson players of the game, some stats, and a look ahead to the single elimination round. All that straight ahead. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee wins it 9-5. We'll be back with more after this.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg would like to congratulate all of the Babe Ruth teams from across the country that have made their way to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit. Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg wish every team the best of luck during the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series in beautiful Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
This is the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network.
Lawrenceburg, Tennessee stays perfect. They win at 4-0. Go 4-0 as they win at 9-5, I should say, over Washington. As the teams lining up on their baselines as the Ron Tellefson players of the game about to be announced. And let's go to public address announcer Bill Phillips for the presentation.
Wide skills challenge here in Lawrenceburg. And tonight's home team from Lawrenceburg, was the winner of the Golden Spike competition. Gentlemen, if you would please pick up your hardware. Golden Spike competition was a relay between home and second base with 4 runners in place, and Lawrenceburg took the first position for that. Our Player of the Game award is named for Ron Tellefson. This award is in recognition of the Babe Ruth League Incorporated's late president and CEO, Ron Tellefson. His commitment to our nation's youth was unsurpassed. His primary objective was that every child has the opportunity to play this great game of baseball. Congratulations to our outstanding players this evening. The awards will be presented by Mr. Alan Betts. Alan is the host president of our tournament this year. He is also a member of the Southeast Babe Ruth Hall of Fame. The player of the game for Washington is Gideon Mashesky. And the player of the game for Lawrenceburg is Luke Stoffel.
All right, so those are your players of the game. Gideon Malacheski for Washington and Luke Stoffel for Lawrenceburg. Let's head down to the field. Corey Rochelle is standing by with a special guest.
Yeah, I'm standing here with Coach Josh Purcell. And, Coach, we breezed through pool play. It's 4-0. We get the day off. Tell me what the outlook is starting tournament play come Wednesday.
I think it's really good. I really like our chances. The only thing, I thought we was a little bit lackadaisical at times tonight, so we got to get that cleaned up. But, if the guys keep playing like they're playing, I think we'll be all right.
So what we can tell and what we've talked about is that it looks like our starting pitching and our pitching depth appears to be as good, if not better, than anybody in the tournament. So from your perspective, are we going to go out guns blazing? Are we going to be a little conservative with our starting pitching, or have you got anything in mind?
We need to talk about it a little bit. We got a little bit of a plan in mind, but, we still got to make some final decisions. But, I think we'll be ready. No matter who we throw out there, I'm confident in whoever we put out there. So I think we're ready to go.
One final question. Through 4 games, it looks like we've hit the ball really well. And even tonight, at times, we've hit the ball really well. Do you think our hitting is peaking at the right time, or do you still think that we can do a better job at the plate?
I think we've done a really good job. I still think there's a little more in there. But, I'm proud of the guys, the way they've been swinging it, their patience at the plate, not really chasing bad pitches. But, I think we're right where we need to be.
All right. Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
All right. Thank you very much, Corey, and thank you, Coach Josh Purcell, for taking the time tonight as Lawrenceburg victorious 9-5 over Camas-Washougal, Washington. And before we get into the brackets for single elimination, Stanley, let's run through some final stats here. Let's look at the Pacific Northwest champs from Washington, as Gideon Malacheski. What a night tonight. 3 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. He was the Ron Tellefson player of the game for Washington. Josh Mansour 0 for 4 today. Colby Broadbent 0 for 3. Logan Kersey 1 for 3. 1 for 3 for Evan Stott and a run scored. Jackson Gibbs got to the plate, unofficial visit at bat. Skylar Kelsey 0 for 1. 0 for 2 with a run scored for Isaac Hanley. Clint French 0 for 2 tonight. 1 for 3 for Taylor Shaga with a run scored. 0 for 1 Drew Ott. 0 for 0 for Bo Kersey, but it did score a run. And it was Lucas Barbier, 1 for 1 with a run scored, and Bradley Carter, 0 for 1 tonight for Washington. For Lawrenceburg, Hayes McNutt, the good night tonight, 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. Adam Goss, 0 for 1. Lawrence Sutton, the third, 0 for 3. Walker Brown, 0 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Gunnar Dixon, 1 for 2. Tonight, Caden Howard, 1 for 1. J.D. Bedford 1 for 3 with a run scored. 2 runs scored for Brady Huntley, 0 for 1 at the plate. Logan Parrott 0 for 1 at the plate. Jacob Garner 0 for 2 tonight. Blake Tidwell had an RBI and a run scored as he was walked, I believe, twice tonight. And Matt Gamble 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. An RBI and 1 for 2 at the plate for Luke Stoffel. Jeremiah Cottrell 1 for 2 with a run scored. So everybody got to the plate tonight. The winning pitcher was Luke Stoffel, as I think he got in there enough to start for the win. But we saw 5 pitchers tonight.
Yep,
Stanley for Lawrenceburg.
A lot of people getting work, getting tuned up. This was a game that they didn't have to win. Washington had to pull this one out. They didn't do it. Lawrenceburg took care of business, and now they've got the momentum going into the off day tomorrow, where they can kind of regroup and practice on some strategy maybe, and depend on come out here tomorrow night and watch the games and see who they play on Wednesday night. So a luxury of getting that number 1 seed. And I remember Josh Purcell saying on the Exports Live show a couple of weeks ago, or last week I should say, about he'd love to get to that number 1 spot, and here he is. So they're set up really, really nice for the pitching.
Absolutely, and Corey has joined us up here in the booth. And Corey, seeing those guys down there in the dugout, your thoughts on how they performed tonight, just kind of the mental makeup? Obviously, there's a lot of confidence in this team.
Well, guys, I think Josh Purcell hit it dead on the nose when he said they were a little lackadaisical. It did. They were anxious to start the game. But as the game went on, I think they just kind of, I'm not going to say they lost the intensity, but at the same time, they just kind of, I felt like, went through the motions. But at the same time, we learned that this team's got some firepower. We got some kids that can drive the ball deep. We got a lot of pop. We've got great pitching depth. We play really, really good defense. And one of the things I think that's going to be a beneficiary that we hadn't touched on all night, I think we have more team speed than anybody else.
Well, we saw it on the Golden Spikes where they won the skills contest.
And I truly think that at some point we're going to call on our speed, whether it be during bunts or steals or hit and runs and whatnot. I think with J.D. Bedford and Lawrence Sutton playing center and right field, I think they're going to be able to run some balls down that other teams can't. But I like our chances, guys. I think we have a strong team. I think we're the most balanced team here with offense and defense in mind. And at the same time, too, our players, we hit on it during the game, our players have adapted to our coaches' personalities. They have, and they're
laid back.
They're laid back, and in that dugout, again, there was a time after the halfway through the second inning, we were down 4-2. Stonewood walked a couple kids, and they had put some runs on the board. Absolutely zero panic. Then you seen we come back in, put a 5 spot on the board, and essentially that was the ball game.
Well, you brought up a point I was going to make up. The first time they have been behind in this World Series, and as you said, they handled it very well. And as a coach, you like to see that. I mean, you want to put them in that position and see how they reacted, and they came right back.
Well, I think our team has a lot of confidence. I didn't see any cockiness. I just seen a lot of confidence, and that's what you want to see out of a team that's positioned where they are.
Well, it certainly was a good team win tonight, and they just continue the really good play for the host team from Lawrenceburg. Washington, their World Series comes to an end as they finished 1-3 in pool play. So we've got our 6 teams that are going in the elimination round, which begins tomorrow. And we'll start off tomorrow afternoon at 5:30. All games on Denver Trapp Field. And it will be the second place out of the National Division, which is West Windsor, Plainsboro, New Jersey, taking on the third place team out of the American Division, which is Janesville, Wisconsin. So Wisconsin and New Jersey, 2 very strong teams. Wisconsin started 2-0, lost to Lawrenceburg, and then got snake bitten by a masterful pitching performance and some hot bats from Bismarck, North Dakota. They finished 2-2, and I wouldn't say limp into the third place, but they are in third and taking on New Jersey, who won today. They finished 3-1. The nightcap tomorrow night will be the second place team from the American Division. North Dakota, conversely, goes from 0-2 to 2-2 and moves up to the 2 seed with their win over Wisconsin last night. They'll take on Sarasota, Florida, who's had some interesting games in this tournament, a lot of talent, and they are the 3rd seed as they lost a close one to California earlier today, and they're the 3rd seed. So that's the games tomorrow. Lawrenceburg, the host, will play on Wednesday in the first semifinal at 5:30, and they will take on the winner of Wisconsin and New Jersey. Tri-Valley, California, who also went undefeated in pool play, they are 4-0, and they will take on the winner of Florida and Bismarck, North Dakota on the second semifinal on Wednesday around 8 o'clock, again right here on Denver Trapp Field. And then the championship game will be Thursday at 5 o'clock right here on Denver Trapp Field. So the teams that we've got for the single elimination, Stanley, any surprises? What's your first take when you see the brackets now for the first time?
Well, the opening game against Lawrenceburg was North Dakota. They only got 2 hits off of us. That was just one kid that got the 2 hits. And I went back and I said, that's not the same Bismarck team. Look for them to come back. And they did. They came back through I'm not calling them the losers bracket, they came back in pool play and to qualify. I'm not surprised at Florida. Sarasota is a very good team. They've been here. The coaches are experienced, and they know how to prepare for this kind of tournament. New Jersey, a good team, good solid team. that was one of the best games that we saw. I think it was Florida and New Jersey on Saturday.
Oh,
one
yes.
of the best Babe Ruth games we've seen in quite a while. And Wisconsin is just glad to be here, and they got a chance now. All of them got a chance to make it on into the next round. And then you've got California, the #1 seed, just like Lawrenceburg, gets a day of rest. And that helps your pitching. So California should be strong when they face again, get up back on the field on Wednesday.
All right, Corey, your thoughts looking at the brackets now.
Well, there's a couple of the teams that I have not seen play, but the game that I would like to see play tomorrow is the Florida North Dakota game. I think is going to be a good game. I did the call on the Florida Tri-Valley game earlier. Florida led most of the game. They had an inning where they didn't throw strikes. Tri-Valley took advantage of it, got a few hits, and came back and beat them. But I feel like Florida has the edge over the North Dakota game, and I think the game on Wednesday night, that 8 o'clock game between Florida and Tri-Valley, California, is going to be a good game. And again, I know I'm picking already Florida to win a game, but I think that rematch right there is the most intriguing that I foresee coming, because I think Florida is a little better than at times what they've played, because at times they've showed some really good hitting and stuff, but I think the Florida-California game is going to be a good game.
And California hasn't dominated, I would say. They've had some close games throughout the tournament.
They have. Matter of fact, their opening game against Newtown, Connecticut,
yeah, that's right.
They were lucky to survive that game. And just like today, I felt like they were lucky to come out ahead. In both games, Connecticut and Florida both gave them some runs. So, that's what you have to take advantage. When you get those opportunities, you have to take advantage. But from here on out, we're going to see a lot of really good games, and everybody understands that it's win or go home.
Absolutely.
Exactly right. And now you're down to one field. Everything's going to be done here on Denver Track Field.
Absolutely. As if you're watching, of course you are. You see the tarp is being put on, and the host team helping out the grounds crew, as half the other grounds crew covering Tom Cruise Field, as that field will be done unless we get some more rain. As 2 years ago, the semifinal on Wednesday, we had to move the time up a couple of hours, and I think we started like at 3 o'clock and played on both fields to try to get in before storms came. So hopefully that won't be the case. It's shaping up to be a fun elimination round. Starts tomorrow again, 5:30, Wisconsin and New Jersey, followed by Florida and North Dakota. Both games, of course, right here on Exports TV and right here on Denver Trap Field. All right. Anything else, guys? I think it about covers it all.
I'm really impressed by this Lawrenceburg squad.
I'm too.
We did not really know. I mean, like I said on the broadcast, we had not been able to see them until they got here, and I'm really impressed by them.
Yeah. And if you haven't made it out Wednesday night, show up and support these kids. And if there's any of their teachers out there listening, cut them a break.
There you go. All right. That's Corey Rochelle right there. Hey, thanks, Corey, for being down in the dugout. Look forward to more of that coverage as we move along. All right. This was fun. Thanks for tuning in to Exports TV's coverage of the 2017 Babe Ruth World Series, where your final score, Lawrenceburg wins it over Washington 9-5. For Stanley G. Wilson, Corey Rochelle, Bryant Gobble doing social media tonight, I'm JP Plant, reminding you to join us tomorrow for quarterfinal action, as we'll have Wisconsin and New Jersey beginning at 5:30 on your home for the Babe Ruth World Series, Exports TV. Until then, so long from Denver Trap Field in the Babe Ruth World Series. Good night, everybody.